Condemn him for his racist remarks.
I cannot deny that the effect of white racism and the attacks and the invasion on foreign countries and the slavery, suffering, and death that it has imposed on black people is wrong and has entrenched the earth with the stench of racism.
You're saying that the Jews in New York knew the attack was coming, and they got out of the way. Isn't that what you're claiming?
We're saying that appears to be correct, yes, sir.
Do you have any evidence to back up that ridiculous conspiracy?
It has never been disputed by anyone. The CIA and FBI have admitted that they knew that Zacharias Moussaoui and others were planning to hijack planes and that they were planning to attack American installations. That's common knowledge.
All right, I was a little less gray then, but that was the spokesman for the Black Lawyers for Justice and attorney for the new Black Panther Party, Malik Zulu Shabazz, making some radical remarks on past appearances here on Hannity and Combs. Earlier today, the new Black Panther Party posted its endorsement of Barack Obama on Obama's campaign website. Now, we asked the campaign about the posting, and they said the following, quote, "The page in question has been removed from our campaign website in accordance with our policy not to condone any content generated by a group that advocates violence. The campaign does not accept the endorsement of the new Black Panther Party. Senator Obama delivered a 37-minute speech about race yesterday. We hope that will be the focus of this dialogue and not a blog item generated by one of millions of visitors to our website." Malik Zulu Shabazz joins us right now. Malik, welcome back to the program. All right, now, we didn't show the one time I think you called me a devil on the air, so maybe I'm going to try and start off, and see if we can have a civil dialogue here tonight. You said, "I have nothing but respect for Obama and his pastor." Is there nothing that the pastor said that you disagree with?
I understand that he comes from the black church tradition, and in the church, they study Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, and Egypt, and they believe that those nations in the church, both the black church and white evangelicals, believe that powerful nations in the past that have done evil to their slaves will be condemned by God. So this is not just Jeremiah Wright, it's a regular church teaching.
All right, so you believe GD America?
That Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson do the same teaching.
I'm not talking about that. Do you believe GD America? Is that your view?
I think that's too simplistic of a question.
Well, no, it's not simplistic. It's the right question, because these are the words of Jeremiah Wright.
The theological question is, God pleased with America? And there's a serious debate on that.
Okay,
Many do not believe that God is pleased with America's treatment of blacks and treatment of foreign nations.
Nobody's disputing the evils of slavery, Malik, and this country and our framers and our founders put together a system whereby we can correct, thankfully, wrongs and injustices here. But Barack Obama's own campaign, and you're endorsing him, says it is our policy with any content generated by a group that advocates violence. That's what he's saying about you and your group.
First of all, you know as well as I know that I am an attorney, that I am a believer and practicer of constitutional law, and only constitutional self-defense will I stand by. Why won't you acknowledge the brilliance of Barack Obama's speech? Why won't you accept his call to come out of the divisive throngs of racism?
If you really want to question me, would you want an answer?
Why won't you let your black guests talk like you did those other gentlemen? Because I know what I'm talking about.
Here's my answer to you.
Why won't you listen to Barack Obama and his message for reform and come out of the grips of the racist divide you're in? Why won't you?
All right, if you want an answer, you just give me a second to respond, and I'm going to give you a very thoughtful answer here. I think what's very interesting about this, the idea white Americans, black Americans were gravitating towards Barack Obama's campaign. He is a very, very, very forceful, persuasive politician. He was taking on one of the toughest political machines in America. That's the Clinton machine, and he was defeating the Clinton machine. What I don't think you're understanding here, Malik, is that when you hear the minister of him for 20 years, when you hear the associations with Louis Farrakhan, one of the biggest racists and anti-Semites in the country, what you're not understanding is America hears extremism at its worst.
Hannity, what do they hear?
When you say GD America, the KKK of America, the U.S. of white America, and white America supported Barack Obama, that's why there's the reaction.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Are you to be judged by your promotion and association with Hal Turner?
I don't know anybody named.
Nazi.
This is nonsense.
I'll let you talk.
Sir,
I'll let you talk.
Sir, that was no. I'm not gonna,
you don't
sir,
want me to
that
say
was a
this
man
on the
that
air.
was banned from my radio show 10 years ago that ran a Senate campaign in New Jersey.
No,
I'm not going to let you do that.
Oh, you're screaming because you don't want the truth to come out.
There's no truth that's not going to come out. I am not going to sit here.
Neo-Nazi. I want everybody to pay attention to him. He cannot take this truth I'm dropping on him. Hal Turner,
we're running out of time. But if you want to waste your time,
you backed his career.
That is an absolute positive lie, and you've been reading the wrong websites, my friend.
You can't handle me.
Good try. I handle the truth. And coming from a guy who's friends with Louis Farrakhan, who believes Judaism is a gutter religion, and the white man is the scope of the planet Earth.
You, sir, must come to grips that the problems...
Malik, I'm going to jump in for a second. First of all,
give me somebody.
The Obama campaign says that they don't want your endorsement, that in fact that it was just a user-generated endorsement that went up on their campaign
website. That's politics.
Well,
that's fine.
Do you really... we're talking about, and you were just saying to Sean about how Barack Obama wants to move past all this racial divisiveness. I mean, I've read some of the stuff that you've said about white people and about Jews. Do you think that that's moving past racial division?
Yes, ma'am. You have to study his speech. He took you back from slavery through Jim Crow through the civil rights movement and said that the mission had not been complete.
I thought it was a phenomenal speech. No, I thought it was a phenomenal speech. You're not answering my question, though. My question is, do you think you're moving past racially divisive language by talking about Jews and white people the way you talk about them?
That's what you're saying. I'm here to talk about healing injustices, talking about injustices
how are you contributing
so that
to
we
that
can
when you
move towards the
attack
future.
Jews and attack white people? It seems to me that you're not moving past it.
I do not do that. I fight for justice, and you mischaracterize me because you won't look at the society that produced Farrakhan or Shabazz.
Well, that's not true,
you have produced. Your society has produced the anger, and you have to deal with yourself. You need a psychologist.
Coming up, Barack Obama is starting to feel the political heat over the fallout of Jeremiah Wright. Wait until you see how the polls have moved since last week. We'll look at the numbers.